This morning we're going to be looking at your liver, and your liver is the organ that is orchestrating the detox. The liver is often called the project manager because everything that goes into the body goes first to the liver, and everything that comes out of the body comes out under the jurisdiction of the liver. So what we're going to first of all do, have a look at what goes into the body and what the liver does with it. So we're going to have a look at foods, and never in the history of mankind have human beings eaten so many carbohydrates. I think you'll agree with me. We've become high carbohydrates consumers. You just go into any supermarket and there's usually a whole aisle devoted to bread, a whole aisle devoted to cereal, and almost a whole aisle devoted to pasta. There's certainly a large section devoted to cakes. Now I'm just going to say cakes, etc., because this takes into consideration croissants, muffins, cookies, biscuits. We call what you call cookies, we call those biscuits. Also, another high carbohydrate is pizza, rice. Rice is another carbohydrate. Potatoes and products made with potatoes abound. There's your French fries, your chips, you call them potato crisps or chips. And then last and certainly least in nutritive value is the pure crystallized acid extracted from the sugarcane plant. Would you agree with me? But if you live on the farm, this is not fast food. All this has to be made. What's the fast food down on the farm? Fruits and vegetables. That's your best fast food shop, is your fruit and vegetable shop. All of these foods in the gastrointestinal tract break down to a singular structure called glucose. And glucose gets absorbed out of the gut into the blood, goes on the M1 main highway, portal vein straight to the liver. And then the liver determines what happens to that glucose. And the first place it goes is to the cell. So the glucose goes into the cell under the action of insulin. It goes through a 20-step pathway. And that 20-step pathway gives us 2 units of energy. The end result of the 20-step pathway is a chemical form of glucose called pyruvate. And pyruvate is the chemical form of glucose that gets fed into what's often called the powerhouse of the cell, because this 8-step pathway delivers to us 36 units of energy. You see, on this high carbohydrate diet, the poor old pancreas is getting screamed at all day. More insulin, more insulin, more insulin. But on this diet, the pancreas is getting a break and it starts to revive. People with high cholesterol levels came back to normal. And what are we told we've got to do if we want to get cholesterol levels down? Stop the meat, butter, cream, cheese, eggs. Am I right? Yeah, and the drug, that's true. The cholesterol levels were coming down. Atkins scratched his head. His cancer patients were going into remission. Do you remember yesterday? And I do admit I am guilty of information overload, but cancer cells consume 15 times the glucose of any other cell. So when you drastically stop these high glucose foods, the cancer cells can actually self-destruct when they're not getting the glucose they need. What Atkins discovered is that these 3 food groups are the essential food groups. What does essential mean? Body doesn't make, you got to put it in. Fibre is essential because our gut needs to be swept every day. That's what fibre does. essential because it's in the fibre part of the food that you'll often get a concentration of your nutrients. Did you know that the highest concentration of nutrients in the potato is just under the skin? And when you peel your potatoes, you lose that. We're very thankful to Jamie Oliver, who got people to leave the skins on their potatoes. Whereas dandelion, lion is the king of the jungle, and I think dandelion is the king of the herbs in the garden, because dandelion is a bitter herb. If you were to bite it and eat it, it's very, very bitter. And you've heard the old saying, sweet to the mouth, bitter to the stomach. Sweet to the mouth, bitter to the stomach. Think of that with sugar. Sugar is sweet to the mouth but very bitter to the stomach. Whereas your bitter herbs like dandelion, they're bitter to the mouth but very sweet to the stomach, because it's the bitter herbs that stimulate the liver to release its digestive enzymes. And also the bitterness causes the stomach to release its digestive enzymes too. Dandelion is the liver herb. Your liver is a recoverable organ. It's the only organ in the body that has the ability to regrow or recover. That's why they can do a liver transplant on just a little bit of liver, and the liver will regrow. And I'm so glad that God made the liver a recoverable organ, because some of the things that people are doing to their body, in ignorance, mostly granted, if we didn't have a recoverable organ, some of us wouldn't even live past our 20s. But God, in his great wisdom and mercy, made the liver to be a recoverable organ. And these herbs help stimulate the liver to regrow and to recover. Cancer cannot get a hold on the body if the liver's working in optimum performance. Now, how can we eat this? How can we eat the dandelion? Well, there's a recipe in Europe. A friend of mine went through Europe travelling for a while, and she stayed at some of her relatives because she is German descent. And she said that they make this wonderful hot potato salad. They cook the potatoes, and then they chop them up hot into hunks, and then they chop up heaps of dandelion, and then they put lots of olive oil, crushed garlic, and salt. Just imagine that. Doesn't that sound yum? Now those smooth, blandish potatoes covered with the delicious olive oil that makes anything taste nice, and that also calms down the garlic, and it also calms down the bitterness of the dandelion. So every mouthful you eat is mostly potato with that lovely oil on it, and salt, and a little garlic, and a little bit of dandelion. It's actually delicious. It sort of balances out to a delicious hot potato salad. Now, this lady suffered from iron problems. She said, I had no iron challenges when I was in Europe. She said, I think it's because I was eating the hot potato dandelion salad every day. Now, what you can also do, you can buy the dandelion root that's been roasted. So that's like a dandelion coffee. And you can buy a delicious drink in the health food shop, and we sell it at Misty, called chai dandelion. A lot of people will drink chai tea, but the tea, of course, has the tannin and the caffeines in it. But chai dandelion is a delicious drink. A lot of people don't like herb teas because they say they're tasteless and bland. Not chai dandelion. Chai dandelion is a delicious drink, and it has a whole lot of herbs and spices with it to give it that beautiful flavour. So you can have the fresh dandelion scattered through your salads, or you can make your hot potato salad with lots of dandelion in it, the leaves, or you can buy the dandelion root roasted and have that as a hot drink. One liver herb that many people don't realise it is the lemon. So a great drink in the morning. Remember, you wake up, have your water, have another bit of water, and then when you come near the kitchen, have the kettle boiled and put juice of a lemon in some water with a little bit of boiling water on top, and have a warm lemon drink. Fantastic liver tonic early in the morning.
Also, the lemon is an internal alkalizer, so that will do a few things too.
This tea not only fights fatty liver, but also boosts overall wellness by detoxifying and protecting the liver. So there you have it, just a few simple natural remedies that can fix fatty liver in as little as 2 weeks. Remember, your liver can recover, but it needs your help. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe for more health tips. See you next time.